Thanks for staying with us here on Breakfast Central. Now, there was some drama at Wadata Plaza yesterday. The Secretariat of Nigeria's opposition party, the People's Democratic Party in Abuja, what was supposed to be a routine NEC session of the party turned into a political spectacle. Governors of the party were reportedly fuming after security operatives denied members of the party's Board of Trustees BoT access to the NEC hall of the party secretariat, the venue of the NEC meeting. The BoT meeting had to be relocated to the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Centre. Despite the tension, the National Executive Committee of the party went ahead and affirmed Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the party's national secretary, putting to rest weeks of speculation and internal wrangling. Joining us to discuss this development and the impact of this crisis in the party is the PDP chieftain Adai Edwin. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Nigerians. Thank you for having me. My name is Adai Edwin. Adai.
All right. Thank you very much for highlighting that. First of all, I think before we get into the drama that erupted, is there really peace now? Is PDP at peace with Samuel Anyanwu being declared as the official national secretary? Would we say that everything has finally been laid to rest?
Yeah, thank you for that very profound and wonderful question. The PDP is the mother of contemporary political party in Nigeria. And therefore, it is expected that with the quality of leaders we have in the party, highly experienced former military generals, highly experienced leaders from the civil society organization, highly experienced leaders from the media sector, highly experienced leaders from different professional walk of life. You don't expect anything less. Like I always tell people, the PDP is like a political party with it's like a cat with 9 lives. So it doesn't matter the skirmishes, it doesn't matter the personality establishment, it doesn't matter, the pocket of interest here and there. But one thing I can assure you is that the history of the PDP, her consistency, her capacity to resolve issues internally. Don't forget that we have one of the best and robust conflict resolution mechanism within the internal workings of the party. And therefore, I can tell you for a fact, regardless of the skirmishes, regardless of the conflict of interest, but what has happened yesterday is a testament to the fact that the People's Democratic Party is well rooted. The People's Democratic Party remain one of the best political parties in Nigeria. And I can assure you that indeed peace has come, and peace indeed has come to stay.
Now, you spoke about the robust mechanisms your party has for resolving internal crisis. But, what do you make of the security blockade of BoT members of the party at the party secretariat? And it doesn't, you talk about you resolving your crisis, but for people and Nigerians watching those images on television yesterday, the scuffles and all of that, it's not good for your party's reputation. I'm sure you agree with that. What can you do in the future to prevent such an occurrence, or is it part of politics too?
All right. Within the internal working or the activities of political parties, internal issues like that, because of the nature of political parties, because political party is a place where people seek for power, and therefore it is not unusual to see a situation where we have such pocket of interest at play. But yes, I can agree with you that the display yesterday, especially what the media were carrying in respect to some of the disagreements that happened within the environment of the PDP National Secretariat is not something that is really acceptable or something that really pride us in the good light within the Nigerian context. But again, we are all humans, and therefore we can agree to disagree. And as I speak to you, a whole lot is ongoing right now. The leadership of the party are working seriously and will ensure that we put the right policies on ground, we will reform our party and see to it that some of the things that is going on right now, it will never happen within the People's Democratic Party going forward. That I can assure you.
All right. Do you by chance have any inkling on who may have led the security operatives to block members of the party, including the Board of Trustees, from holding the NEC? Do you by chance have any idea who it could be or would be?
Yes, I can tell you yes. That issue was actually raised within the ranks of our leaders who, of course, are members of the National Working Committee. Of course, the person involved was later identified. You know, it is also good to tell Nigerians that most of the accusations earlier that we have seen on the national platform is really not the person. But you can actually not blame whosoever that, you know, order security personnel to barricade the office, because prior to the NEC meeting, there are tensions that were actually building at that time. There were conflicting publications within the different conflicting, you know, let me say, leaders, you know, and therefore, because of that, we expected a lot of tension. Part of the things you saw yesterday was unexpected. And therefore, in the wisdom of the leader, he decided to say, no, I think the best thing to do, it will not be nice for us to have these two conflicting groups within the party to come at the same time, holding meetings in different quarters within the Wadata Plaza. That will, of course, raise some, you know, skirmishes, and it might end up, you know, launching the party into, you know, more crisis. So I think in the wisdom of the leader, he decided to say, okay, I think the best thing for me to do is to call the security agencies to man the place. And of course, don't forget that before the NEC meeting properly, there were those who hold the opinion that we should hold an expanded caucus meeting. Those people were actually different from those who called for the 100th meeting of the National Executive Committee of the party. So because of that, he decided to, you know, bring the police to man the place. But of course, at the end of the day, the leadership of the party were able to identify who the person was, and he has apologized to the party and apologized to members of the Board of Trustees, and he was able to explain the rationale behind the decisions and why he took he's ordered the police people to barricade the place. But I can tell you that that issue has been resolved. He has apologized and he has been forgiven. So as I speak to you now, such issue has happened and it has passed. So we are up for a new political party and a stronger People's Democratic Party going forward.
Sorry, sir, just to clarify, you've been saying he. We're not quite sure who the he you're referring to is.
Yeah, I deliberately don't want to mention the name because for obvious reasons, he is a very respected leader of the party, and I want to keep it that way for now.
All right, so that means now that you're before the press or the public using this medium, would you rather that speculations continue and people keep pointing accusations or fingers at the wrong person? Don't you think it would also help if a press release is put out there, starting from you, being on this platform, sir, to clarify that certain person thought, and that's why he did this, like you've explained. However, this person has done this and that, or you think it's just fine for us to keep on speculating? What I don't know what you think.
All right, I think it is good for the public to know, but I can assure you that of course it is not the FCT minister as the public were meant to understand. From what we know,
Okay,
and from everything that had happened and transpired within the leadership of the party yesterday, it is not the FCT minister. I think it is one of the most highly respected member of the NWC. Probably, I can tell you that the acting national chairman, of course.
Okay, all right. Just to piggyback on what you've said, was the FCT minister there yesterday?
Yeah, for obvious reasons. You know, the FCT minister is a very busy man. We all know the capacity of his office and the responsibility of the magnitude of work within the FCT administration, and therefore it is not expected that, or maybe cause for alarm, that his absence was not palpable in the meeting yesterday. And of course, don't forget that even the National Secretary, who of course later the National Working Committee ratified as the substantial National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, the person of Senator Samuel Anyanwu wasn't there yesterday. But I can understand why he wasn't there. Probably because, you know, he celebrated his 60th birthday a few days ago. And I could understand probably because of maybe the fatigue of the birthday celebration, probably essentially made it apparently difficult for him to come. And I think maybe there might be some other engagement really that made the FCT minister not to be present. But I can tell you, as a member of the People's Democratic Party, as the chieftain of the party, I think things are looking up. Some of the skirmishes and issues that were raised is very strong enough. And I can assure you that in the subsequent NEC meeting, which of course is coming up on the 23rd of July, I will be able to, you know, let Nigerians know that the PDP is indeed a very strong party. It's a spirit that can never be broken. And therefore, Nigerians are going to see a very strong and reformed People's Democratic Party better than what Nigerians used to know. That I can assure you.
so you can assure us that as we inch towards the next NEC meeting, like you said, scheduled for the 23rd of July, the PDP is heading towards reconciliation. Do you think the worst is behind us, and as we move forward, you'll be more focused on challenging the ruling APC as a formidable opposition as we move towards 2027? Can you categorically say now at this point, following yesterday's meeting, that the worst is over in terms of internal crisis within the People's Democratic Party?
Well, thank you. You know, I'm a very optimistic person. I'm a very positive-minded person. I am an expectant of good news. And I also know that within the ranks of the People's Democratic Party, we have a very robust internal working conflict resolution mechanism, like I have said. Our policies are very clear. The philosophy of the People's Democratic Party is very clear. The ideology of the People's Democratic Party is very clear. The structure of the People's Democratic Party is very clear. All of those things are indices, and these are factors that will necessitate a more stronger party. Don't forget that the People's Democratic Party, with the experience of leaders, the quality of leaders we have within the ranks of the party, check out the quality of people in the Board of Trustees, check out the quality of people who are members of the zonal committee, check out the quality of people who are state chairmen, from the 36 states with FCT inclusive. Check out the quality of people who essentially are members of the National Working Committee. These are very fantastic, highly experienced leaders of the party and leaders of Nigeria. Some of them are former governors, some of them are former ministers, some of them have worked in high places as far as this country is concerned. You can't have such quality of leaders who can actually bring wisdom to the table when we require it, we can actually bring administrative skill when we require it, which can actually innovate sound policy when we require it, which can actually bring the right strategy when we require it. All of this, we have them in the People's Democratic Party. Our structures are intact, from the world to the local government, to the state, to the zonal, and to the national level. You can't have a well-structured political party of that magnitude and expect anything less. Just like we're able to resolve ourselves yesterday with all the tensions, with all the bickering, with all the skirmishes, with all the rankling, we're able to resolve those issues within let me say 6 hours or so. A NEC meeting was held. That's to tell you the level of maturity, the level of skillful people we have within the party. And I can assure you that we're not going to do less going forward. I can assure you that.
All right. My final question would be that we've talked about the PDP, the BoT, not forgetting the NEC, the meetings, the whole ordeal that took place yesterday. But there seems to be very critical or key questions that the PDP is possibly shying away from. And I hope you'll be able to give us the answers at this moment. Is the former Vice President, President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, is he still part of the PDP? Because he's focused on a coalition. And there seems to be no information in circulation from the PDP stating clearly that he's no longer part of the PDP. And is the PDP really looking forward to welcome Mr. Peter Gregory Obi to its fold again? Because there are also rumors that you're looking for the right candidate, much more like a football game where you're looking for the best striker to actually, score the goal for you in 2027.
Yes, first and foremost, there has never been a time that we had any formal declaration or expression from the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the person of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. As I speak to you, and to the best of my understanding, he remains a bona fide member of the People's Democratic Party. And don't forget, the coalition has a lot of dimension. There is another methodology or approach to the political party coalition where you can actually remain in your political party and essentially beckon on other political party based on interest, based on sound agreement for them to support your candidate. That is also the coalition. So formally speaking, I can tell you that there has never been a time within this period of time where we heard anywhere that His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is not a member of the People's Democratic Party. And of course, I had the opportunity to have engaged him personally, and by virtue of the father and son relationship that we had, he has never one day mentioned to me that he's moving from the political party. And I want to hold that statement as a statement of facts, and I believe him as such. So again, for the activities or the proposition that we are looking forward to receiving P2B, one thing you need to understand is that the PDP is a very formidable political party, and the umbrella is very big enough. The umbrella is very wide to accommodate everybody. P2B has made his fame within the political system in Nigeria. Of course, we all know that he's a force to reckon with, and therefore, it's coming to the People's Democratic. We'll be very, very glad. We'll be very, very happy. Some of us will mobilize from our states. Will mobilize people from all the across the country to receive him and welcome him officially to the People's Democratic Party. And I believe with the quality of his leadership style and his experiences and all the things that he has already learned within the PDP, is strong enough to get him integrated so easily and position him for his ambition to strive. So we have no problem with that. The umbrella is big, and therefore we welcome everybody as far as the PDP family is concerned.
No doubt.
All right. We will continue to follow up with the PDP, and for the interest of the party, we hope that the peace pact, it would seem, lasts and that the PDP is ready and prepared for 2027. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right.